What's up guys, it's Andrew from Gem TCG, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I price my items on eBay in order to scale to a six-figure eBay store. When I first started selling on eBay, I was a little bit confused on how people would buy collections at a 60 to 70% mark and then resell them to make a profit, because selling on eBay you typically lose around 13% from the fees, and then in order to get a lot of sales you have to promote your items, which is anywhere from like 2% at the minimum to some people doing up to 10%. So if you add that up, it's around like 15 to 23%, and then shipping as well. So I was very confused how people would list their items and make a profit doing that method. So after a lot of trial and error, I ended up realizing that people weren't selling it at market price, and that was the way that they would make a profit, or at least that's what I did, and that's what made me successful on eBay. And let me break that down more. Also, before we get into the video, I just want to let you know that I have a Patreon, and if you need help with your eBay store, you can join the Patreon and ask questions, and I will help you as much as possible. So on TCG Player, if a card is worth $10, instead of selling it for $10 on eBay, you would sell it for $13 or $15, or even if you want to let it just sit and grow, you sell it for $20, which is what I do if I think a card will go up in price in the future. So if you look into the buying and selling aspect, if you buy it at 60 or 70%, that's $6 to $7, and then you're listing it for $13 to, let's say, $15. After the shipping and fees, you will end up left with around $4 profit, which is 40% margin on that card. Now, of course, this won't sell immediately and you will have to let it sit for a little bit, but in the long run, if you keep doing this method, you will continue building your inventory, and then the prices will continue rising, so your sales will remain. For example, if I bought a Sylveon V card for $10 and then the current market price was $13, then if I wait a few months, that current market price might be $17, which I can then list for $20. So then I will be, that same card, instead of just listing it and trying to sell it at today's market price, I will try to sell it for the future market price. Like Rudy once said, today's price is tomorrow's discount. And what that means is the price for today will always be lower than the price in the future, unless there's a crash or some bear market type scenario. But typically prices of cards always go up. So if you are patient enough and are willing to sit on the inventory instead of just trying to fire sell it, you will be able to make a lot more profit with your inventory. Another great example that can be an effect of this is with cards that get priced out or bought out a lot. For example, right now the trainer gallery cards and the illustration rares are getting bought out left and right. Every day the prices are going up and items keep skyrocketing in price. So when I notice that, my items are already priced above market, so mine don't sell right away, and then that gives me more time to increase the price to not get caught in the buyout. Like with this one Umbreon card, the market price was like $20 and then it jumped up to $50, and mine was at like $40. So in that meantime, I was able to increase the price to like $80 I have it at right now without worrying about it getting bought out beforehand. And I bought it for like $10, so being able to sell it for $80 is a crazy profit. So to sum it all up, basically buy cards below 70%, maybe even 80 if you want to be like, if it's a really good collection and you think you will be able to get a lot of return on it, and then price it at a minimum of 30% above market price. So if a card is $10, sell it for $13. And in order for this to work, you have to be patient and not try to fire sell it, or if someone sends you an offer for like half off, don't accept it just because you're scared that you will not make a sale, because sales will come in. And I can prove it with my eBay store. Like I'll list stuff for a minimum of 50% market price and it'll still sell eventually within like a month or two. So do not be worried about that, and do not try to force a sale if you don't have to. And the reason I stumbled upon this was also because honestly I just didn't have enough time to fulfill the orders. So my main thing to combat that was to increase the prices, just to be like, okay, if I can't handle this many orders selling at market price. Let me try increasing the prices so that I can make more profit while also maintaining the same amount or less sales. Because in my scenario, I'd rather do 10 orders and make $100 profit than do 50 orders and make $100 profit. Because at the end of the day, time is very valuable, and if you're working another job, you cannot devote as much time as possible to this store unless it's your full income. But I would not recommend doing this full time because I don't think it's enough to sustain a lifestyle or a comfortable lifestyle, and it can also be very stressful, especially when you're starting out. Like in my scenario, there was many times where I was below $500 in my bank account, and that was very scary and stressful. And then when people would send an offer, I would have, like, even if it was 50% of the market price, I would sometimes take it just to get money back in because of like being worried about losing money and stuff like that. So I would always try to keep something else to make money while also doing this on the side, because it one makes it more fun and gives you something to do in your free time and just makes it more enjoyable overall. Now, this pricing strategy works for me because I have a very large store. I think I have like 20,000 items listed, maybe more. So being able to buy the cards and then sit on them for a while and let them sell over time, it works for me. But if you have a lot of free time and you don't have as much capital to keep reinvesting, then I would not recommend pricing very high, but rather maybe doing like 10 to 20% above market to get quicker sales. And then once the sales start kicking up a lot and you can't keep up with that, then increase the prices and continue doing that until you get to a point where you notice a big drop in sales, because the last thing you want is to get no sales, because I'd rather get 30% profit than attempt to get 50% profit and not make a sale at all. Also, if you do this pricing strategy, make sure to track your inventory and see if items have been listed for like over a year or two that haven't sold. Then you would want to reduce the price and try to make a sale like that, or add a coupon or promo to that item. Because I found that adding promos and coupons to items when they don't sell actually helps the sales a lot. One item I was pricing it at like $12 and I had 100 of them and it would not sell at all. And then I ran a 20% coupon, which made it around $8, I think, and it sold out in a week. I sold all 100 in 1 week. So always try those things out, and I will talk about that more in a video later. And I'll also talk about how to find collections to buy at 60 to 70% market price to make a huge profit mark. And if you want to learn more about how to grow and scale your eBay business, or if you just have questions that you want me to answer for you, you can join my Patreon with the link in the bio. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.